Just to give you a little bit of context, if you haven't seen the videos, he pushed a cop to the ground. That cop got a concussion. He stole a taser. And as he was running away, he turned and started firing the taser at the face, at the head of the cop chasing him. The cop chasing him pulled out his sidearm and shot him. And then they performed CPR to try and save him, but he died. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is investigating this shooting. They have not concluded their investigation at all. However, the district attorney for Fulton County, which is where Atlanta is, the district attorney has decided to charge the cops, and specifically, he's charging Garrett Rolfe, who is the shooter, with felony murder. Now, felony murder in Georgia potentially carries with it the death penalty. So there's a cop who's potentially facing the death penalty. And I'm gonna play two clips. The first clip is the DA talking about why he's charging this guy with felony murder.
We've concluded at the time Mr. Brooks was shot that he did not pose an immediate threat of death or serious physical injury to the officer or officers.
So according to Supreme Court precedent, officers are only supposed to shoot if he poses an immediate threat of death or serious physical injury to the officers or officers. So that's his argument, that turning and shooting a taser at someone's face does not pose an immediate threat of death or serious physical injury. That's the DA's argument. Now, let's rewind 2 weeks. 2 weeks. There were protesters at a university, and the police got in trouble for using tasers on college protesters. One of the officers was charged with aggravated assault for merely pointing a taser at someone. Aggravated assault. And here's what that same DA said about pointing a taser. When an officer pointed a taser at a college student, that DA said only 2 weeks ago.
The second officer is Willie Sauls, and charged with aggravated assault of Ms. Pilgrim, and this is for pointing a taser at Mrs. Pilgrim. And as many of you all know, under Georgia law, a taser is considered as a deadly weapon under Georgia law.
So his argument for charging cops 2 weeks ago was pointing a taser at someone is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And 2 weeks later, firing a taser at someone's head, if that person's a cop, doesn't count. And by the way, this DA, he is up for corruption charges, and he's like in the middle of a tight election and all this crap. His name, if you're in Atlanta or anywhere near Atlanta, the guy's name is Paul Howard. Just make sure he doesn't win a re-election. He's a scumbag.